Working on a 1986 Dodge D100, and as you can see here, I'm a little shaky with the camera. I had some rear end issues. My drive shaft was a little too short. Somebody put a big block in this and didn't use the right drive shaft, and so I was going to fix that, but I also ran into another problem with the rear end, which is sitting over there now. It had a lot of slop. You could actually turn that thing about 2 inches, 2.5, sometimes maybe even 3 inches before you would actually catch gear in either direction. So 1.5 inches or so each way, which created some really nasty slop. So I happened to run into a deal for an IRS rear end, which is independent rear suspension, from a 2011 Challenger. And I wanted disc brakes as well, so this helped me achieve that. And it's going to get this little two-wheel drive down on the ground. I've got some stuff already mounted in. Here's my front mount chair. It's a real simple design, and honestly it fit right under here, no problem. Nice clearance for my gas tank. I was a little worried about that. So everything's going to stay factory except for the rear end and a little bit of brake line work. I am currently redoing this back mount. I was using a factory mount that was on the truck, and I have to redo that because, as you see right here, I got a strut that I'm going to use instead of buying a set of $400 coilovers, and may change that later to coilovers, but for right now we're trying a junkyard budget build. So I bought these at the junkyard for $37, and it took me a while to find some that would fit every inch of what I need as far as my height, and it's still to be determined once I get the mount mounted if it's going to be exactly what I need. Might go back to the drawing board on that if I can't get my ride height right. Anyway, this is just a little look at what's going on. I didn't get very many pictures. I got a few pictures, but I didn't get any video at all of the disassemble. Disassemble was fairly easy. 6 bolts on the bed, brake lines, and then 4 bolts for the rear end. Roll the rear end, leaf springs and everything right out from underneath of it. Rolled this one on the tires right underneath of it. Jacked it up here with my nice little handy jack. And this is the mount that I was originally using. That's a factory mount for the spring hangers. And it worked, but it's not giving me a whole lot of room for where my shock's going to come up in here, my strut. And plus, I like the look of this mount up here better. It's a lot cleaner, simpler. As you can see, I still got to drill my holes. This is all going to be bolt together. That way if somebody wanted to change it back, they could. Or if you wanted to upgrade rear ends, you could drop the whole unit out and bolt another one right in. Easy peasy. Now this is the smaller rear end. It's got 265 gears. But actually going from a 430 gear in the other rear end, it's going to be nice to be able to take this little short bed with that big block out on the highway instead of just up and down through town. I can actually use it for a daily driver, and I will probably run it that way until I run across the bigger rear end, which comes in the RTs or the Hellcats, and if I run into one of those, the way everything is set up now, it'll be basically just unbolt, drop it out, roll it in, roll the next one in, bolt it right up. All the mounting is the same. So a lot of work right now, but in the end it's going to be pretty nice. 4-wheel disc brakes, 4-wheel independent suspension, and not to mention the drive shaft even is going to work out. I got to do a coupler, go from this 3 coupler to a 4 to an actual U-joint. So they make a adapter, and that adds 3.5 inches to the front of this rear end. And that's going to be almost exactly how much I was going to have to lengthen my drive shaft to begin with. So I might get lucky and not have to do any drive shaft work. Anyway, that's it for now. That's where we're at. We'll try to do another video just a little bit later after I get all these mounts done, get the coilovers on. I'm sorry, the junkyard struts, and see what kind of ride heights we're getting. All right, appreciate it.